excited. Okay, now I know this is the classic, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow Tarot, and I know lots of people have been in on it and have got it and love it, and I actually had watched the TV series with The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Of course, I've seen the Johnny Depp one, which is very gothic. So this is quite, the classic is very different from the Johnny Depp and the TV series. Very, very different indeed. So I had to go back and watch it. So I had, let me just fix this up. Whoops, sorry. I feel like the camera's all warm. It's not quite right. Ah, that might be better. Indeed. Maybe my cloth is wonky. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, first things comes, of course, in these 2-piece boxes, which are quite cool. Now, I did notice, again, I think some of the others have mentioned this as well, this lid is very, very, what I might do is in here, get a little bit of that spongy tape. Might see if I can get some spongy tape or that you can get to put in here, and that might hold the lid on a bit better, in case I don't really want any accidents where it falls off. Beautifully gold foiled colouring, the font's really cool, images on the box is really neat. I think it really is very, very, very beautifully done. Gorgeous. Okay, so the Headless Horseman with 78 cards. It's got 4 spreads in the book. Really well done. It is beautifully done. Nick Lawyer. Okay, the Headless Horseman will take you on a one-of-a-kind journey, the journey to you. In The Legend of Sleepy Hollow Tarot, artist Nick Lawyer takes the gothic subject matter of Washington Irving, that's the original classic, light-hearted and sometimes dark story, and intertwines it with the profound themes of the tarot to create a powerful tool for self-discovery. Now, I know the classic Headless Horse, the Sleepy Hollow, should I say, the Headless Horseman will take with the Sleepy Hollow Tarot, the Legend of Sleepy Hollow Tarot. Now, I think it's got a bit of a comedic, you know, it's quite comedy. It's got a little bit of comedy in it as well with the with the character. I think it's got a little bit of, and with the trickster in the story, with the guy, with the young man who's interested in the girl as well as, you know. So it's kind of it's a bit of a great little book, a great little story. As to telling the so it's got a good little guidebook in there, a little bit about the artist and the creator, of course, and with picture of the character. As you can see there, it's got a full picture of the character. It just says Ichabod Crane of Sleepy Hollow, oblivious to the perils ahead. So it's just got the character walking in. So it has got, all it says is the full Ichabod comes seeking employment as the town's new schoolmaster. He is confident, idealistic, clever and imaginative, yet exceedingly gullible and cowardly. Okay, and then it's got a couple of keywords for upright and a couple of it's got 3 keywords for reverse, so 3, 4, 4 upright, 3 reversed. So that's all it is really. It doesn't really have a lot. The magician as an elder Native American chief causing an enchantment. And it's got the magician. According to legend, he held his powwows there before the country was discovered by Master Hendrik Hudson. Certain it is the place still continues under the sway of some witching power that holds a spell over the minds of the good people, causing them to walk in a continual reverie. They are given to all kinds of marvellous beliefs and are subject to trances and visions, frequently see strange sights and hear music and voices in the air. So we've got, and then it's got a few keywords and things like that. So yes, and it's got, so for the major arcana, that sort of thing, it's got the full picture, and with a little bit of information, and then the upright and reversed meanings, and then you've got the minor arcana, okay, the minor arcana, some pictures are there, not many, but a few pictures there for each of the, that's the wands, okay, yeah, so that shows you all the cards there, all the minor arcana there, and then it goes through what the wands are. So they'll do that for each suit. Oh, yep. There's your cups. And then you've got 2 per page. You've got ace and 2 there. And then there's 3 and 4. If you can see. Okay. And then it's got the spreads at the back. Love triangle. Ichabod, Katrina, and Brom. That's right, Brom was the guy's name. So Ichabod is current state of the relationship, Katrina is desired future of the relationship, and Brom is the realistic future of the relationship. Then Ichabod's guide with forest trees, darkness, lantern, guide, and trail. Oh yes, it's got some good spreads to try, which we want to really get into the deck, because I really want to do some diving in before we get into October, before we get into I know that's Samhain for you guys, or Halloween. For us it is I'm working towards with you guys. So conclusion, it was a pleasure to create these cards and sincerely hope you enjoy them, like them for readings, for use them for readings, coasters, Halloween garland, wall art, or leveling a wobbly table. Just remember to shuffle the cards and have fun. So it's quite funny in that respect. So quite cool. It's got a bibliography with Irving Washington, book 7, in History of New York Times, Irving Washington, The Devil and Tom Walker, and Tales of a Traveller, and The Legend of Sleepy Hollow in the Sketchbook of Geoffrey Crayon, New York, printed by in 1822. Oh, that's kind of interesting. 1822, wow. Printed by C.S. Van Winkle. So beautifully done. So the back of the cards, absolutely gorgeous. Love the foil. Gilded free on the edges. Now let's dive into the cards. Now I'm going to have a little bit of an issue, I think, if I leave that. I'm not sure if I leave that light on. Will that be okay for you guys? I hope. Right. If there's an issue, please let me know in the comments below and I will redo the video. But let's have a look at the images here. Well, it sort of washes out the colour a little bit with that. There, but let's have a look. Let's have a look at the colour of the cards, or whether it's too dark. I don't want it to be too dark. Oh, yeah, it's too dark, isn't it? This is what happens when you've got... Oh, that's even worse. Let's use this side here. Okay, not that great, but sort of that's what happens when you live in a tiny space and lighting is a bit of a thing. Or the High Priestess comes out nicely in that. It's actually quite a dark card with the High Priestess. So let me have a look at the High Priestess, because I haven't really looked at that. I just want to have a look at the High Priestess on this one. Okay, this is a sorceress conjuring in the woods. The history of the early American colonists is woven with superstition and tales of sorcery. Settlers viewed any rituals outside their own Christian traditions as devil worship and accused practitioners of witchcraft. Evil seemed to surround them on every side. Okay. The Empress. The Emperor. So you really got to look at the characters in the movie to sort of get a little bit of a basic idea of... So once you've sort of got those characters... So yes, you can see Ichabod and Trina dancing, and then you've got Brom in the background there watching on. Because they're in that moment, and there's choices that she's got to make, doesn't she, in regards to the relationship. In the end, the Chariot. Strength. It's kind of cool. The Hermit. It's kind of interesting. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. Ooh. That's very much in the, you've got the Hanged Man. There's a Scarecrow. It's kind of interesting. But Justice is very interesting with the noose. So it has that Justice card's very, very similar to, you know, sort of that before, you know, when justice is served, you know, is the person going to be hanged or not? And then the Hanged Man. So it sort of ties in with that era. Death. Temperance. The Devil. Let's have a look at the Devil card here. Or very, sort of, Pan energy. Like, there is that Pan, but Pan's not really. But it feels like it's a very Christian value, very Christian perspective of Pan, should I say. Christian perspective of Pan. Let's have a look and see what they say here and about the Devil card. Just out of interest, I think it's quite neat to sort of dive in while we're here. Okay. Here we got the Devil, also known as Old Scratch, sits ready to make a deal with Tom Walker. Okay. Tom lifted up his eyes and beheld a great black man seated directly opposite him on the stump of a tree. He was dressed in a rude Indian garb and had a red belt of sash swathed around his body, but his face was neither black nor copper colour, but swarthy and dingy, and begrimed with soot, as if he had been accustomed to toil among fires and forges. I am the great patron and prompter of slave dealers, and the Grand Master of the Salem Witches. Irving in 1865. Kind of interesting. That was kind of interesting to read. It's quite nice to sort of dive into the guidebook as you're sort of going through some of the images. Of course, I'm not going to do that for all of them, but I just wanted to sort of share some of those thoughts. All the moon cards really interesting with the sort of the werewolfy type of energy coming in. So there's definitely a horror theme to the deck, to the story, of course. There's the Sun. Oh, and there's the Judgment. So then you've got Justice. So then you've got them being burnt. Oh, that's very much in that time frame, isn't it? The World. That's kind of cool. Okay, so now we go into the Ace of Wands with the broomstick there. So there is a witchy theme there. The Salem witches theme. So maybe one of the witchy oracles would be okay if we wanted to. I'd sort of put Kipper or Linenmand with being that era, but any of sort of the witchy ones maybe. Witch oracle, kind of cool. And then you've got that Native American theme, as you know, that Native American aspect as well in the deck. A lot of the characters in the stories, you know, that Native American witchy. Oh, here we got the with the three of. Oh no, this is the Four of Wands. Four of Wands. They've got three people in the forest. Sort of, again, you've got that celebrating ritualistic aspect there. It's kind of interesting. See, here we got the Six of Wands, which is that battle and success and victory. And you've got the Native American warriors there coming back into the village. Seven. Oh, deep forest. Some woman hiding in there. 8 arrows coming in. Or 8 spears, should I say. 8 spears, 8 arrows. Okay, 9 of... Okay, that's 9 of what? Is that 9 of Wands? 9 of Wands with Ichabod racing, and he's a survivor, that's for sure. Then we've got 10 with the work. Okay, so we've got page, knight. Kind of interesting. Oops. Witch on a broomstick. And then you've got the headless horseman on the king. Right, so now we're going to Ace of Cups. Well, that's that Katrina and Ichabod, that connection again. Having that sort of that connection, that emotional connection on some level, because they seem to have many things to be able to talk and communicate. This is an interesting three of cups with the celebration there, and no people in the card, just the 3 cups, which is kind of interesting. 4 of cups, that sense of walking away from the celebration. That's kind of interesting the way they do that. What a great imagery to sort of think about here. 5 of Cups. He's got his head down. Spilt milk, spilt beer. Finished his thing. 6, making memories. 7 with the choosing. 8. Oops, no one's turned up. Feels like no one's turned up. You've got all these people, you know, got all these cups of tea and that ready for people, and no one's yet turned up. It feels like they've turned their back on the situation. 9, he's looking up at his wishes. So all this, we're hoping all his cups are full. And then 10, of course, is that hope for unity. Kind of interesting. Okay, so then we've got page, knight. So really, he's in a lot of the cards. Queen of Cups. That crone energy. Queen of Cups with the crone energy is kind of interesting. King with the barman. Okay, so now we've got Ace of Swords. Oops. Right through his sword, through his head. Kind of interesting. Ejaculation. Okay, quite interesting. 2 of Swords, they've got them fighting there, finding they're at a crossroads, they're blind, both blinded. That's kind of interesting. Oh, 3 of Swords with the pumpkin, of course. 4 of Swords. Very interesting imagery in regards to the message that's coming through. There's a lot going on in each of these images. I think they've got quite a bit, even though they're sort of Rider-Waite-Smith. I think they, you know, they are Rider-Waite-Smith based, but yet they take a different perspective on some. Some are very, very close. Some are slightly different characters, of course, male or female. You know, they sort of definitely do. Yeah, really well done. So you've got the Eight of Swords here, but they're not. But this person's not bound, only blinded. Yes, they're caged, but with an opening. You know, they're surrounded by the swords with that and the thing, but they're not bound, so it's quite different. I think you get a different sort of message with the card slightly. There's that worry and stress, nightmare, stabbed in the back, or things ending. Death for sure. Okay, Page of Swords. Interesting. Sorry, I get caught up looking at the imagery. Okay, so we've done the swords, so now we're up to the pentacles. Very small pentacle. Looking for one's potential. Looking for where one can... Interesting. Two of pentacles with the coins over his eyes. Let's have a look and see what he says with the Two of Pentacles. Kind of interesting. Okay, Two of Pentacles. A corpse with coins covering his eyes. That's what he says. And then, of course, multiple priorities, time management, prioritization, and adaptability. Overcommitted, disorganized. So, a corpse with coins covering his eyes. I think I need to do a little bit more research about... I have heard of that, and I know there are some beliefs. There are people that do that. Using the coins. Things. Interesting. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, some of the images are really obvious. Others need a little bit like this. Three of Coins. Now it's normally about using skills and abilities to create, you know, to make something. So let's have a look and see what they say with Three of Coins here. Three of Pentacles, did I say? Oops. Three of Pentacles. What do they say? Three tin lanterns, each showing a pentacle. That's all it says. And of course the keywords are teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, reversed to some. See, and I think they could have done more, but I don't know, with teamwork. Kind of interesting. Could have been, I just thought when the guys were scaring him, they worked as a team to make it happen. Four of Pentacles, five. Yeah, kind of interesting. They do sort of give a different first impression when you look at the images. I think the messages feel different, and you know, but knowing the traditional meanings. Six of Coins, give and take. That's pretty. Seven. The growth, the development, the bringing in what you want. Oh, the Eight. That's he's carving the pumpkins, the pentagram, the pentacles. He's carving all the pentacles, so he's working. See, that's very with Katrina in the garden. That's very similar. The 10. Now it's not in the see, it's not the normal, it hasn't got the normal tree of life. They've just done it as a table setting. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. So I've gone through this quite slow, having a look at the imagery. Okay. Wow. Okay, so love the images. Love the images. Very different. I think Three of Pentacles, I think, threw me a little bit with just the 3 lanterns. I think that threw me a little bit in regards to using your skills or to make something, you know, having a task at hand to create. But of course 3s are about expansion and growth. So anyway, let's have a little shuffle. Let me see how it shuffles. Whoa! A bit clumsy in that case, I think. Okay, let's just shuffle these cards a little bit. Oh! Okay, Ace of Pentacles came out. So I think this deck has a lot of potential. I think the deck has a lot of potential. I think it's about new beginnings, new paths. I think it's new physical journey, a new physical journey. New beginnings. And we've got 6, I think it's about 6 of Pentacles. So it's a deck that's going to give and take. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to give a lot. That's what I'm getting here. I'm not sure about taking any. Don't think the deck actually takes anything, but it definitely gives a lot. So I think that this deck has a lot of potential. And it's going to give a lot. Ooh. And it's all about deciding what you can and cannot control, what you're going to focus on, what's your emotional connection. And facing your fear, moving into new cycles. I think you're going to be on a bit of a tide too. I get a sense of the tide. And then you've got that sense of, okay, dreaming big. Being kind. It's going to be, I think it's got a gentleness to the deck as well. So kind of interesting when I look at this. So the message I get with this deck is that it's a deck that is got a lot of potential. Okay, the deck's got a lot of potential. I think it gives a lot. It gives a lot of information. It gives a lot to me as the reader and to the querent, the seeker. I think it's a lot about facing your fear. Taming the wild side, if you like, allowing yourself to move into, or look at the stages of your cycles. Look at where you're at in your cycle. I think it's a lot about, it gives you a choice to what you're going to focus on. You know, look at your struggles, your emotional struggles. Kind of interesting. And then it's going to, I think there is a sense of, I think there is a kindness to it, but it doesn't let its emotions get the better of it. If you may, I don't feel like there's a lot of emotion. Doesn't allow you to get too over emotional. Sort of gives you the facts. I get here. Gives you a practical, logical sense. Kind of interesting. Don't know why I packed that all up. Right, so that's it from me. Don't forget, check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care. Blessed be.